If any of the items number 22 through number 28 apply to you, you must answer yes, even if your records have been sealed, expunged, or otherwise cleared. You must disclose this information even if someone, including a judge, law enforcement officer, or attorney, told you that it no longer constitutes a record or told you that you need to not have to disclose the information.
Sealed, closed, expunged,
erase or remove completely something unwanted or unpleasant.
Disclosed, make secret information known.
Have you ever committed, assisted in committing, or attempted to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested?
Committed a crime or offense, did something illegal against the law. Offense, a minor crime.
Arrested, put in jail or seize someone by legal authority and taken to custody.
Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer, including any immigration official or official in the U.S. Armed Forces for any reason?
Cite, ask someone to appear in a court of law.
Or pay a fine for doing something illegal. Received a traffic ticket. Detained, stopped by a police officer or other government official.
Have you ever been charged with committing, attempting to commit, or assisting in committing a crime or offense?
Charged, accuse someone of something, especially an offense under law. Convicted, declare guilty.
Have you ever been placed in an alternate sentencing or a rehabilitation program? For example, diversion, deferred prosecution, withheld adjudication, deferred adjudication.
Alternate sentencing, a different way to punish someone. For example, community service or a work program. Rehabilitative program, a program that restores someone to health. Deferred, delayed until a later date. Adjudication, a final decision on a legal matter or a court case.
Have you ever received a suspended sentence, been placed on probation, or been paroled?
Probation, the releasing of an offender from detention subjected to a period of good behavior under supervision.
Parole, let out of prison early by agreeing to obey set conditions.
Have you ever been in jail or prison? If you answered yes, how long were you in jail or prison? If you answered no to all these questions from item number 23 to 28, then skip this item and go to number 30. Have you ever been a habitual drunkard, been a prostitute, or peered anyone for prostitution, sold or smuggled controlled substances, legal drugs, or narcotics, been married to more than one person at the same time, married someone in order to obtain immigration benefits, helped anyone enter or try to enter the United States illegally, gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling, failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony, made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the U.S.
Drunkard, someone who frequently drinks too much alcohol and cannot think or act normally. Prostitute, someone who has sex with people to earn money.
Smuggle, move goods illegally into or out of a country.
Narcotics, any illegal or unlawfully possessed drug, for example, heroin. Benefit, something good that you get, which is like a green card, social security benefits, food stamps, welfare, and etc.
Gamble, play games of chance for money, which is kind of like a bet.
Alimony, money that you have to pay regularly to your former husband or wife after a divorce.
Misrepresentation, the act or offense of giving a false or misleading account of the nature of something.
A lie?
Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documents that was false, fraudulent, or misleading?
Fraudulent, dishonest behavior to get something, usually money.
Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the U.S.? Have you ever been ordered, removed, excluded, or deported from the U.S.?
Removed, excluded, or deported. When a non-citizen is forced to leave the U.S. because he or she is in the country illegally or has violated immigration laws.
Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, recession, or deported proceedings? are removal, exclusion, recessions, or deportation proceedings, including administratively closed proceedings, currently pending against you?
Rescission, the cancellation or repeal of a law or agreement.
Have you ever served in the U.S. Army? Are you currently a member of the U.S. Armed Forces? If you answered yes, are you scheduled to deploy overseas, including a vessel, within the next 3 months? If you answered yes, are you currently stationed overseas? Have you ever been court-martialed, administratively separated, or disciplined, or have you received an other than honorable discharge while in the U.S. Armed Forces?
Court-martialed, tried in a courtroom for military crime. Disciplined, punished. Honorable discharge, left the military with a good record.
Have you ever been discharged from training or service in the U.S. Army because you were an alien?
Alien, a person from another country.
Have you ever left the U.S. to avoid being drafted in the U.S. Armed Forces?
Drafted, forced by the government to join the military for a period of time.
Have you ever applied for any kind of exemption from military service in the U.S. Armed Forces?
Exemption, special permission not to do something.
Have you ever deserted from the U.S. Armed Forces?
Deserted, left the army without permission.
Are you a male who lived in the U.S. at any time between your 18th and 26th birthday? If you answered yes, when did you register for selective service? Provided with information below. If you answered yes, but you did not register with the selective service system, you are still under 26 years of age, and you must register before you apply for naturalization and complete the selective service information above, or now 26 through 31 years of age, 29 years of age if you're filing under an INA section 319A, but you did not register with the selective service, you must attach a statement explaining why you did not register or provide a status information letter from the selective service.
Selective service, an agency of the government that requires that all male citizens register with the government within 30 days of their 18th birthday in the event of a national emergency. Foreign males between the age of 18 and 26 living in the U.S. must also register.
Do you support the Constitution and form of government in the United States?
Constitution, the supreme law of the United States, which sets up and defines the government and protects basic rights of Americans.
Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the U.S.?
Oath, a promise.
Pledge.
Allegiance, loyalty. Oath of allegiance, a promise to be loyal to the United States.
Are you willing to take a full oath of allegiance to the United States? If the law requires it, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the U.S.?
Bear arms, use a gun.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. Armed Forces?
Non-combatant, a person who is not engaged in fighting during a war, especially a civilian, chaplain, or medical practitioner.
If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian directions?
Civilian, a person not in the armed services or the police force.